Hello everyone, this is Koki Says here. No, Super Koki that is here. And I'm gonna talk about, Superman movie spoiler talk. If you want to know my spoiler free review, you can check it out right now. Otherwise, I'm just gonna talk about spoilers here. Overall, I thought the Superman movie was a very solid one. And it's a fine start for the new DCU. So here we go. I'm just gonna say no particular order, but I can start with the beginning of the movie. So the beginning of the movie, we start off with details on what's going on, and that we learn that Superman been Superman 3 years, and right as the movie starts is when he lost his first fight. I'm not a fan of the start of the movie. I know that James Gunn said that he didn't want to make a origin story, and I understand that. I think that origin stories for example, Spider-Man and Batman has been overdone through the years. But for Superman, I wouldn't mind have a origin story, because I felt like this just the start alone felt like we was missing a movie. But I think they should have done instead of an origin story, maybe make a montage, 5 or 10 minutes, just montage, showing off planet Krypton, Jor-El and his wife sending Superman to Earth. And there we say Jonathan and Martha Kent raise him. Just montage, no dialogue needed, because other than the scene with the ranch, his adoptive parents, I couldn't really connect with them and Clark Kent so much, because I didn't see much of them. James Gunn just, he made sure that everyone who's grew up with Superman, the comics, TV shows, they know the story. But perhaps for those who never knew Superman before, the new generation, I think they would like to at least know more of the origin story. That was a mistake, in my opinion. They shouldn't make a montage for 5 minutes, just throw without dialogue, just music, and they could have done it perfectly. But it is what it is. The Superman himself, David did a great job portraying him. We didn't see him much as Clark Kent, but the scenes when he was Clark Kent was really great. He did have, you can tell it was two different people, and him and Lois Lane. Again, I wish that we got, like I said, part of the origin montage. We just see him meet Lois Lane first time when he got the job, etc., because we just get thrown right in, and that they have been dating now. So, oh wow, they really went for it. The actors overall were all great, terrific. Obviously was in my opinion, the MVP of the movie. Krypto was fine, but I think it was a bit overdone with the playfulness of him, because I felt like Krypton was more of a threat than Lex Luthor and Ultraman. And yeah, Ultraman was obviously a clone of Superman. It was very obvious at the beginning, and I do believe they're gonna tease him to become Bizarro. Superman threw him his dimension portal. He's gonna come back as Bizarro. But overall, besides Lex, I thought the villains were forgettable. One of my complaints also is I would love to see Ultraman just fight by himself, instead of just hearing Lex doing the shouting F1, F2, 1A, 1A, like he's doing some Mortal Kombat. The music, I said in my review, was very forgettable, besides the remake theme of John Williams' score. I think some of the music choices is a bit questionable in my opinion. But alright, about the change about Superman's parents, I did not like that change. I know that in the there's some comics, and in Smallville, parents were evil. I was hoping that Lex Luthor just manipulated the message, because as we know, they're using AI technology or something. But then it turned out to be true, and I thought they could at least maybe find out some message or some propaganda from Krypton, that maybe General Zod is saying that every Kryptonian should conquer planets, and that makes Luthor show the media to the public to say that he was from an evil planet and all that. Because I don't know how they will do General Zod now, because that was supposed to be an evil Kryptonian that James Gunn could have used. But I do understand why he did it, because he wanted Clark Kent to embrace more of his adoptive parents than his Kryptonian that he chose. I would prefer it if it let Jor-El and his wife be the good Kryptonians, that Clark Kent embraces the bold culture, Krypton and Earth life. Because otherwise, just basically made Superman into Viltrumite or a Saiyan. The Justice Gang or whatever, or what they're called, were great. By the end of the movie, we see Supergirl. So I'm interested to know what's her story. We're gonna see in the Supergirl movie, and that Krypton, in the end, was her dog and not Superman's dog, which took me by surprise. But yeah, it makes sense then that why the dog didn't listen to him. The story felt all over the place. Felt a bit messy with some storylines that I think dragged on a bit too much, and there are some parts that I did wish it would get more of. Overall, like I said, it's a 6 out of 10. But it's a solid start. Maybe it will grow on me with time. If I would rank this movie, I still rank Man of Steel, the Christopher Reeves, the first 2 Superman movies higher. But yeah, those were my spoiler talk. And thank you so much for watching this video.